What's up, book besties? Welcome to another episode of She's All Books, where we dive into the raddest reads that will totally blow your mind. Grab your favorite drink, kick back, and let's chat all things books. Because life's too short for boring stories. Ready? Let's get this book party started.
Dude, me too.
So,
I would love it if single.
it's
How
so
many
cold.
chins do I have? Like 70 together.
Listen, I'm just proud that two girls with major ADD and a whole lot of yapping finally got in front of the computer and we are recording.
Also, neither one of us have help at home
Right
now.
Right. We are badass. And we're on two totally different time zones. So like I'm East Coast, you're West Coast. It is 11:18 p.m. here. So if I just nod off, ignore me. But it's
Right.
Makes it feel like a sleepover vibe, which is my whole thing. And usually I'm sitting right here in my lovely setup, which I can't reach them. They're too far and I'm not getting up. But my friend got me a whole bunch of movie posters from the 90s and early 2000s for me to hang.
I love that.
And luckily, like, you guys don't see my pole when I'm in that chair. But this is my basement. This is my cave. And it's freezing.
Zone.
Yes. So here's like a little, I never film at my desk. So this is fun, but like you get to see a little bit of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But we have lots to chat about, as we always do. Usually when we chat, it is via voice memos or texting or Instagram or all of it in a combination at the same time.
During the same day.
And so thankful that Instagram brought us together. But I feel like it wouldn't be an appropriate episode if I didn't start off with a reading from our Bible. Are you ready?
100%.
Okay. I'm going to read. I think this will set the tone for this entire episode. So I'm going to read the dedication to When We Were by Diana Elliott Graham.
Give it
and then we can follow it with a moment of silence. All right. Okay. When We Were. To anyone who thinks they need closure, it's not found anywhere outside of yourself. To anyone who thinks they need control, I promise you already have it. Thank you.
Mother.
Thank you, Mother. Thank you for those words of wisdom. May we live them every day. All right. Now that we have
every day.
Now that we have started
as a month.
We are now in the right mindset for this episode. I will name that I have neglected my bookstagram these last few months. I've been going through a whirlwind of personal things that I have not yet shared on my Instagram. And so I've neglected it. And it's a piece of me that brings me so much joy because A, the community, B, the books, but just like having that outlet is such a happiness for me that I am like ready to like dive head first back into it. Season 3 of the pod's coming. This is our first episode. I have awesome authors lined up. It's going to be good things. So I am excited to do this and to start this. And I feel like it is just a new chapter. So thank you for joining me with this. Yeah.
And it's spring, and spring is
the
season of rebirth. So it makes sense for all of these things to line up right now and to fall into your lap right now because the past is dead.
Yes.
We've put it to bed. And Amen. You are the phoenix. You are rising from the ashes as we speak right now.
Yes. And I think like with spring comes like new beginnings and exciting things. We just had like a new moon and eclipse and all those things yesterday. I just am like, this is the right time. This feels good. Here we go. She's All Books to one of the things that I laugh about is I'm always trying to buddy read with you, but I am such the worst buddy reader ever. And I should stop asking people to read books with me because
I should stop saying yes.
Yeah, I'm just not a buddy reader.
No, you
No,
can't be. If you're a mood reader, you can't be a
no.
buddy reader.
Exactly, and, like, for me, it's like,
There's
if
no
I
way.
s no, and, like, so the most recent book that I asked you to buddy read with me was Kiss of the Basilisk, and
Thank
I
God
ended
you
up
can say it, but I can't.
devouring it. Yeah, and I didn't think I was in the mood for it when I first asked you, but I was like, "I wanna do it," like, I'm seeing all these people talk about it on TikTok, and it looks so good, but it's, like, so not anything I read. Like, I don't gravitate towards fantasy, I don't gravitate towards third, and I'm a first person point of view reader. I like to get in the heads
Yeah.
of the characters, like to know what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what they're fighting. This book, oh my
First and
god.
foremost, they talk about literally say the word cock in like the first page.
Is that true? I just ordered my paperback. Did you start it?
Yeah, I started it and I was like, I literally thought I was reading the manuscript of like soft porn. Like it was so
It
fast.
is. Okay, so I know exactly what part you're talking about now, and I have my Blinky. It's making me laugh, because that book, the whole premise of it, and this is not me, saying anything negative about the author because she says it herself, like, on her Instagram, like, she wrote this, like, super smutty, like, book when she was younger and, like, just
Yeah.
never thought it would see the light of day, and her Instagram following, she, like, mentioned it or something. I mean, I'm probably getting this wrong, so everyone needs to go follow Oxford Lemon and, like, get the real story, but,
It's
like,
fine.
my
Yeah.
abbreviated mind, this is my story, my abbreviation
Mhm.
of her story. I guess, like,
Mhm.
she mentioned it, like, this crazy concept to her Instagram followers, and they were like, "You need to publish this, you have to publish this," and so she published it, and this book and the whole concept is wild, and I loved every second of this ride. I was on board.
100%. So you ordered the physical copy.
I loved it so much, I ordered the physical copy, and it's gorgeous. It has the sprayed edges, and the second book comes out in
Okay.
November.
Okay, so here's what I loved the most. I literally went in blind because you asked, "Hey, do you want a buddy read split or swallow with me?" And my brain was like, spit or swallow. Absolutely. Say less. Let's go.
I'm on it.
Then they changed the title. And I'm like, I don't know what this word is. And I'm like, still like, okay, like Jordan says jump. And I'm like, when, how high, where, let's go. So I started and then here's my favorite part. I started and I'm like, okay, I'm like waiting for you to give me like the timeline, like read to this chapter. And all of a sudden you post and you're like, here's my review for my book. And I'm like, I just started it. What are you?
Ah, I'm crying because it's so true. This is why I
Why?
can't buddy read. I can't do it. I can't buddy read. I'm so
Well, and
sorry.
I'm so like just down for whatever that I'm like, cool. Like, I don't care. Like, did I even ever follow up? No, I'm just like, yeah, she told me to
Yeah, I'm
read this. So we're
down.
doing it. I'm reading this book called Spit or Swallow that talks about a cock in the first 5 seconds dying.
Uh,
Doesn't even faze me. Makes sense to me. Why
okay, I'm
not?
sorry, but the concept is so wild that I couldn't stop. Like, I literally read it like butter. Like, usually third person in my mind, I have to listen to it on audio because, like, it just doesn't always read smoothly for me. It's a me thing. It's not a author thing.
Yeah,
This read like
everyone has their
butter.
preferences.
It read like butter. It was so smooth. Her writing was so I can't even use the word
Oh,
beautiful because beautiful doesn't describe this
no.
book.
She does write beautifully and it
Yeah.
is um it hooks you
Yes.
with
Hooked.
very little. Like you're just like, okay, you're literally swan diving into this. Like, I don't care. Bye. Like, see you. Like, we're going.
Yeah.
All my
And
kids
I want people who are watching this to go in blind to it. So I'm not gonna give like spoilers or anything. I'm gonna give the super broad overview of this book, like super broad. So because I want people to be able to read it and have that same experience that we had where like you don't know what you're entering into and that is okay. So I'm gonna
well,
like
and I didn't even like I only heard about it because you said it. Like I didn't even know that this was like a thing.
I've now since I'm on the algorithm, so I'm seeing everyone like posting about
Mm.
it, but it popped up and it was like people reading it with the old cover, and I was like, "Oh, this is interesting." And people were like, "Oh my gosh, this book, like it's so spicy." And
So
I'm like, "I want to read this." And yeah, it was spicy from page 1, like Britt just said.
hands down.
But the concept is, so like you have to realize like what I didn't know when I started reading it as a basilisk, because if that's even how you say it, is
Works for me.
like a snake serpent thing, that creature that can then transform into man forms. Like
So we've got a shapeshifter.
it's like a shape. Okay, so we got shape shifting, and so they shape shift
Okay.
into male, but like when they're in their snake form, the humans that coexist with them could die, like looking at them, right? So like they're dangerous.
Oh,
And there was like wars fought between the humans and the basilisks, and like the basilisks lost, and so like they on the pyramid of hierarchy, they're below the humans, right? Like this is why I don't read fantasy, because I can't my brain. So
no,
anyways,
I like this. I'm happy
okay,
that you're able to make sense of this for me.
so there's that part of it. So like you have to understand that like the basilisks in a way, well, when they interact with the humans, it's like to serve them. So whenever there's a prince in the human form, there's a prince, and they're, let's call it country. I don't even know what it is. They all the girls who are the same age as this prince are kind of going through what I would describe as like Bridgerton, where they're trying to impress this prince and get chosen
Yeah.
to, be with the prince, be the next queen. And the prince has to pick a queen in order to become king. So they're trying to like impress him at dinners and balls. But before any of the dinners or balls, the girls get assigned to a basilisk who trains them to impress the prince in the bedroom. So they go into these caves. They
Where
meet.
all of the romance readers kick and scream and squeal, and this is why we read the book.
You will not be short of spice in this book. And the funny thing is, everyone fights
Make
with
sure you
me in
shift to
my
the side.
Yes, in my DMs, everyone fights with me. They're like, "You're spelling it wrong. It's spit or swallow." And I'm like, "No, no, no, no,
No, no, no.
no, 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 no,
Mm-hmm.
not
No, only the real hoes out there read it as spit or swallow.
the OG hose." Yes.
Geez, okay?
So
The elder millennials.
exactly.
Yeah,
Um, so that
gosh.
was
Okay,
a
so
ride.
that book is hot right now. Like I feel
Yeah.
like you said, you're in the algorithm, so you're seeing it everywhere, and you
Yes.
saw it on TikTok first. The other book that's I feel like was everyone was going nuts about is Lights Out by Nabessa Allen. How do those two, because everyone thought that was like peak
I've got
spice,
that over
right?
here somewhere.
It was like peak spice for so many readers, for so many romance
It
readers.
wasn't peak spice for me. Like it wasn't peak spice for me. It was no, I mean like I loved Lights Out. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved the audio of Lights Out. Loved it.
Oh, 1000%.
Ooh,
1000.
listening
I
to
feel like,
that.
yeah, I feel like that audio and that book was last year's Butcher and Blackbird.
Yes, correct. I think so too. I would say on the spice scale, I would give, if I had to compare the two and I can't give them the same spicy pepper rating, I would
Yeah,
give Lights Out. If it's a scale of, wait, what is my scale? What should my scale be
like
for the
1 to 10.
peppers?
Like just make it normal, like 1 to 10.
Okay, 1 to 10. I would give Lights Out on the spicy scale an 8. I would
Okay.
give Kiss of the Basilisk on the spicy scale a 9.
Okay.
Then
Now,
there's some books that are straight 10s because they're like straight smut. Like those are just like
right,
those straight smut books, like Naughty List by Jade West and things like that.
right. So split or swallow, you feel like with the amount of spice, it being a 9 out of a 10 for chili pepper spice, It also has a plot?
And it has a plot. It actually has a
Okay.
plot. But that's the funny thing, is it has a plot, and it has a love triangle. And it has,
Oh,
yes, so, like, you end up being torn between 2 guys, and she has to choose.
oh my
And it actually has twists and turns in it that I didn't
okay.
see coming, also went in blind. But, like, twists
Okay,
midway
so
and
that's good to
3/4 of the
know.
way. There's twists and turns in this book. Yes.
That's good to know because I feel like some people look at the romance genre and they're like, it's all smut. Like there's no
Right.
plot. And people don't understand how incredibly talented these authors are.
Yes.
And that, yes, there is spice, but it's not porn. Like it's not the same. Yes, there are some
There
that
are.
are that
Yes.
read very much like that, but these authors are so talented with their plot and their character development
Yes.
and everything that happens within these stories. So that's exciting to hear that split or swallow or that other word that I'm not even going to try to say um, has twists, turns, things that you didn't see coming,
No.
and a hefty amount of spice. That's good.
Well, the whole premise is about a girl getting trained to impress a prince. So there's a lot of
Listen, we're
spice
here for it.
happening, a lot of
We
scenes,
listen and we don't judge. We love. Yeah.
which, my whole I rarely am reading a book that's not romance. Like romance is like my genre. Like it got me
I
into like
know.
reading. And if you could see my floor, it is stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of books because I'm
I
getting new
love that.
bookshelves. It's bad. And they're all romance books.
Right.
I love
Let's
a romance
um
book.
I do too. I want to ask, like, if you could go back, what was your very first romance book? Like, what got you into this genre?
It's boring. My answer is so boring because it was 50 Shades of Grey. I was living in Michigan, and it was like when it came out and everyone was like talking about it. And it was like my first, and I flew through it. I remember I
Hmm.
went to the bookstore, got the book, first book of 50 Shades of Grey, read it so fast that I then on my phone downloaded the Kindle app on my phone so I could quickly get to because I didn't want to have to go all the way back to the
I
bookstore.
love this.
But I will say that as much as I love 50 Shades of Grey, I always say that Sylvia Day's Crossfire series is what really like hooked me into reading cuz like yes,
I
I
don't even know
read
these.
all of those 50 Shades of Grey books so fast, but Sylvia Day's Crossfire series is it's a billionaire romance series, but it's deeper, it's a little darker, and it has like yeah, I said deeper. It's got depth, a lot of depth to it. So much so that I named my dog after the main male character. He's 10, and I named him Gideon after Gideon Cross. That that series,
You love her.
we love her.
You
Sylvia Day,
ride. You ride for
we
Sylvia Day, is
ride
what
for
you're saying.
Sylvia Day, and she recently actually started following me on my podcast.
Oh
I
my,
met her at
give
Readers Take
her a
Denver.
shout out. Hello. Welcome, Sylvia Day.
Yes, and so she said she'll come on my podcast, and
That's exciting.
I don't know what I'll do. Like I will,
Well, you'll shit your pants and then you'll get down to
yeah.
work and be a
I'd have
boss
to
ass
sit in
bitch.
it for the whole yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be a thing, but I love, love, love her. She has a new book coming out in April, in a couple days, actually. I think like a week. It comes out like at the very beginning of April, and it's in that same universe. Anyways, I could talk about
I
it all
love
day
that.
long. So
I
Sylvia, if
love
you want
that.
to come promote Ireland, come on the
Ooh,
show.
Ireland. I bet that one's
Yeah.
gonna be so good.
Yeah, I'm
What
excited.
are you reading right now?
Okay, so well then I want to hear yours, but I currently am reading this is my ADD. I can't ever remember titles. Let me tell
No,
you.
no, I'm the same.
I brought my oh look, there's my Kiss of the Basilisk on my screen. Okay, I'm currently reading it's a trilogy book, and it follows the same two characters. And my friend Nora, if Nora's watching, hey Nora, she is a her and I are aligned a lot in books that we love. Like we
Hmm.
actually got her she found me on a For You page, and she saw one of my reviews and then liked my review and went to the back to see like what other books I recommend because I leave like that slide on the end of my reviews for like if other books I'm obsessed with, and she started reading books off of that, and that's how she found When We Were, and then we like bonded over that book,
Drama.
which is so nice
Yeah.
that, like, by the way, this book, I read it for the first time 2 years ago, and I
Yeah,
finally
I
have
think
people
you
to
said
talk about it with.
2013, right?
I've been waiting so long to talk about it with
Yeah.
people, and you were one of the most fun people I've ever chatted about this book with because of the you probably should send me invoices for your therapy bills. If anyone ever is okay, first of all, everyone should read this, especially if you're like a millennial or like a, Gen X, or like you really need to read this book.
Hmm.
And then when you do read it, you need to go to Goodreads and you need to check out Brittany's annotations to this book on Goodreads. You can't miss them. You'll find them immediately. As you can see, her tag is not your basic book, but you must. You just must. And anyways, and now we have Six Morning Kisses out, which is the second book in this duo. So
Yeah.
it's a wild
They have
ride.
to read. You have to read When We Were, and then you have to read Six Morning Kisses. And once you finish Six Morning Kisses, I will send you a personal photo of me sobbing and what that looked like, and the video that I sent to Diana.
We love you, Diana. Thank you for ruining our lives. But honestly,
Yeah.
this book is unlike any book anyone's going to read. This is different than any of the books we're talking about. This is different than Kiss of the Basilisk. For ironically,
And the smut and the spice in these books are so real.
it's so realistic, this book.
Oh God.
This book is a book you need to give any girl who's going to college. So at their senior year graduation, you need to give this to her, because if somebody gave this to me when I was in college and I had a map to red flags,
Oh my, the amount of people I would not have had sex with
thank you. Thank
if
you.
I had that.
Fallen in love with, all the things. Yeah, I mean, like, I think you and I both decided while you were reading it, I had already known from reading it, but like we were whatever, attracted to the red flags. And
Oh,
yeah.
I can fix them girl through and through.
Yes.
I love a girl with that kind of confidence, but my God, no. Stop.
My gosh. So the book I'm currently reading is called Why Are You Here? It is by Brianna, I could be saying that wrong. I apologize. Jean. And the series, it's a series. It follows the same two characters. It's not interconnected. It's
Okay.
a rock star romance, but from what everyone's telling me, it is unlike any star romance you like have read, and that it is
Okay.
like it is a top read. No one's really talking about this book that I've heard of other than Nora. I think that it's smaller following, but like I predict just based off of the first few chapters I've read that it's going to take off, and like the writing is deep. It's really good.
Yeah.
I think it's going did you ever read the Carnage series by Leslie Jones? Okay,
Is
that's a
this the one you
rockstar
wanted me to
romance.
read?
I told you to read it. I told you it will destroy you. You'll have more crying videos. A lot. Oh my gosh, Britt, you need to read that series.
I know. I know. And I think I remember, did I put it on my Goodreads? Because I think you told me to read that one when I finished Kate Stewart.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I forgot you were reading Drive in Reverse. That wasn't long ago either. My life's been a bit of a blur lately. I love Drive in Reverse. That is one of my favorites. One of my favorites. I have asked Kate Stewart to come on the pod. Her PA responded to me and said, sure. It has not happened yet. So if she's watching, please join. I love,
Please.
love, love
The
it.
amount of questions that I feel like you, me, and Jamie could have for Kate.
Drill. Yes. It will be the
Like,
four of us.
yeah, can we please get inspo photos for the characters? One, it's my favorite thing to ask for.
Yes.
I love to see who authors see
Here
in
it
their
is. I have
mind.
this special edition of Lights Out. I knew it was right by me,
I'm sorry.
but I was trying to grab my Drive in Reverse.
See, I don't have that many physical copies. I don't have that many physical books. I have hold on. I have a lot of
You do.
books,
Yeah.
but I don't have a lot of physical copies of books that I read. And I have the hardest time going and buying physical copies of books that I've already read when there's so many other books that I want to read. But then I end
Yes.
up buying physical copies of books that I want to read and I don't read them. And instead I read books on my Kindle. Like I'm a
Right.
hot mess.
Okay, so like I am one of those girls who need the trophy of the books
Yeah.
that I'm obsessed with, but I
Yeah.
read on my Kindle. I'm a
Through and
digital
through.
reader girly, but I need my trophies and I need more bookshelves coming soon. But I like, for instance, like this trilogy I'm going to instantly buy, and I am only a couple chapters in book one, and I already know I'm going to need the other two in addition to this one in paperback.
Yeah.
I have Drive in Reverse. I mean, like any book, the first book that I ever read where I stopped like only a couple chapters in and I had to order it paperback was Life in November by Haley Warren. And I was like, I think it was
I
only
don't have that one.
5 chapters in. And I bounced into that right after When We Were, actually. It was like the same time period. And I was like, I'm gonna, this book is gonna crush me, but I need this book in paperback. And it's so good. She's a great author.
Okay, hold on.
I can give you all the books that crush. I think that's why Nora and I are always exchanging book recs, because
Oh, I
we
love
both like
her
those like
cover.
soul crushing. You're gonna need an extra therapy session,
Yeah.
realistic books.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but this one, yeah. So the trilogy is called Love Kills. So
God.
we're off to a great start here. And book one was Why Are You Here? Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, yeah, I haven't even seen this. I
Right?
haven't even seen the cover.
Because if you saw the cover, you wouldn't forget it.
No, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
That's a cute cover. We'll have to
I know.
we'll have to have the cover pop up on
Yes, I will make it appear like magic in
Yeah,
the editing process.
yeah,
All
absolutely.
these awesome covers. So yeah, Lights Out, I would still say 8. I would still say Kiss of the Basilisk is 9. There's some books, like if you're looking for a 10 spicy pepper romance, or not, I would call that straight smut. I have those for you as well. But
Yeah.
I want to hear what was your what romance book made, or what book made you love? Is that what you asked me? Yeah.
Yeah, fall into like the romance genre. So I was like a mystery thriller through and through, like since I was a kid. Like that is how my mom would get me to read, was to read like R.L. Stein and like
Yeah.
Goosebumps,
Yeah.
like at a young age. And that was the only thing I could commit to. It was the adrenaline rush. Like I loved it. And then I got a Kindle while I was working for a pediatrician to pass the time. And I downloaded 50 Shades of Grey and read it at work, devoured it. I mean, literally, like, and all of them. And this was before my son was born, so this was almost 10 years ago. I never saw the movies. Like I'm not like I don't read the books and then see the movies. Like I don't ever. Like I just don't care. But yeah, it was definitely 50 Shades of Grey, and then took a long break from that and like never really got into any romance and was mostly reading like historical fiction and more thrillers and stuff. But my first like TikTok influenced romance book was Say You Swear.
By Megan Brandy.
Hmm?
I love that book.
I
It's on my
love that book.
bookshelf. That's a great
I
book.
love that book.
It's really good. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That 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 book will put you in the feels too. That is the soul crushing book. Yeah.
That was my first fuck it too, because the brother's friend says fuck it in the kitchen. And I was like, oh my God, like my mind was blown.
Which is like a microtrope that I think is hard to find. But I think there's lists out there. If you love that microtrope, like you can like find those
I love
lists and
that
like read
microtrope.
them.
I
Yeah.
really do. And it has to be done well. There has to be enough buildup and enough
Mhm.
investment in each character. I
Yeah.
just read a book where they threw in a fuck it, but I didn't connect to either of the characters. Like there wasn't enough sexual tension. And I was like, meh, nah,
Yeah.
nah, not
Yeah.
a fan. It's
No,
got to
me
be thick.
neither. And if you're watching this or listening to this, definitely check your triggers with the books we're talking about, because there's triggers out there for sure in these books that we're discussing. And I will say that when I read a lot of these books, I had no triggers. Now I have like a major cheating trigger, but like there are some triggers in
Ooh.
here that you might find that's like not
And
for
it's
you. So
funny,
check your triggers.
I don't typically check triggers because I don't have a lot that will set me off. But it's
Right.
funny, just like you said, recently there have been some that I'm like, that's something I can't sit through again.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
lot of it is mental like manipulation.
Mhm.
And I don't feel like in our romance books that we typically have that psychological aspect. That's more of like a thriller mystery type. But man, that's one that I'm like, ooh, I didn't realize I couldn't do that. Or like any sort of child abuse. Like,
Yeah.
didn't you and I bond over Verity? I'm like, absolutely not.
Okay, yeah. So like Verity is a book that I read 5, 6 years. My son was a baby and I was like at the beach on vacation and with him and I remember reading Verity and I just remember like it's stuck with me and I think about it all the
All
time.
the time.
I though Brittany, I'm seeing that in theaters. Are you kidding? Josh Hartnett? Josh Hartnett.
You
Josh
know, I know,
Hartnett.
I know.
I'm
Bringing it
seeing it in
back. I mean,
theaters.
that's like straight millennial can't like eye candy. Like that
I
is
had his posters all over my walls. Oh my God.
didn't he model for Abercrombie and Fitch?
I think. I don't remember. I just know life was a blur back then, and it was a beautiful blur, and it had a lot of
I'm
boy
just so
posters
glad
on
I
my
got to
walls.
experience it. I know Abercrombie and Fitch gets such a bad rap, but my God, I
Those bags.
those bags, the quarterly count, like the books.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you no my best years of my life? Like having that
I will
access to
say, I
that.
think they're like rebranded now. I think that they probably have their shit more together now. And I
100%.
also am loving their 90s nostalgia millennial graphic tees. They have Spice Girls, they have Alanis Morissette, My Queen. They have
Yeah.
a whole bunch of like clueless stuff. Like I went to the kids section and I was like getting my daughter like clueless sweatshirts, Spice Girl sweatshirts. They
Oh,
had
I
like
need to check that
Stevie
out.
Nicks stuff. I'm like,
Oh, I love
yes, like
Steve.
add to cart, and it was
I
all
love
really
Steve.
cheap, like, everything was on sale, like, I think every graphic tee and graphic sweatshirt I got her was, like, $7. I was like, "Okay, like, how do I say no to
Not
this?" So I'm hoping that
not our Abercrombie and Fitch. Like, are you
I
kidding me?
it was so expensive growing up. Like, I remember, like, I could not afford anything. I wanted the coat that everyone was wearing from Abercrombie& and Fitch, like, I couldn't afford shit from Abercrombie& and Fitch. I was over at American Eagle or Aeropostale. How do you say that one? Do you
Did
remember that
you?
one?
Yeah, Aeropostale.
No, I was not cool enough to work at Abercrombie& Fitch. My mall by my house didn't even have an Abercrombie& Fitch in it. I had to, like, drive out, like, 40 minutes to a bigger
Did
mall
you
to get to
really?
Abercrombie& Fitch.
Oh my gosh, my husband and I both worked. We didn't know each other. We didn't work at the same store and we didn't work during the same years, but it was wild to work there.
It smelled
You
so
had to
good.
buy clothes from that current season. Um, like they literally gave you, like, you had to wear shoes, like a certain brand of shoes, and they had to look a certain way. And you got like one discount at Christmas where you could use like a 50% off at Christmas. Otherwise, I think the typical discount was like 25% off. Yeah,
So I worked
it was,
Victoria's Secret. I worked at Victoria's Secret
oh,
from
okay.
my, freshman year of college, and I worked at Victoria's Secret when I moved to Michigan, with anyways, I moved to Michigan. I was in grad school and I like needed a side job. And so I worked at Victoria's Secret then too. I like worked there for a long time and then I left and had a big girl job.
I love
Not that
that.
there's anything wrong with retail.
These are the things, like, you were either like an Abercrombie and Fitch girl, a Victoria's Secret girl, Jean
Yeah.
Juarez. Do you have Jean Juarez where you are? Okay. The Pacific Northwest, Jean Juarez is like the hair salon. So, like, it's like the place. And, like, you may have worked like the front desk there, but like, there's the quintessential jobs, right? Like, Were you a tanning salon girl?
Went, but I did not work there. But I know a lot of
Okay.
people who
No,
did.
I like the number of tanning salons I worked at is, yeah,
I love,
that was my
like,
jam.
thinking back to going tanning and, like, putting the little stickers on and, like,
What
tanning and
sticker
having the
was
moon.
Yeah, okay, what sticker was
I think the moon or the heart. I can't remember.
okay, were
Maybe a
you
star. I don't know. I think I probably switched it up or something. I can't really
but
remember.
the heart had 2 parts. You either had the solid on the inside or you had
Yes.
the outside where it was,
Yes.
the
And I remember,
stencil.
like, splurging on, like, the really expensive tanning lotion that they would sell
Always,
because it would make me be like, bronze, and I was
always.
looking back at, like, college photos the other day, and I was like, "Oh my gosh," like, no
I
wonder I'm getting skin things lasered off that they're like,
Yeah.
"It's okay, it's not cancerous, but, like, let's just go ahead and remove it." It's like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, no, I was a walking billboard for skin cancer.
Yeah. Same, sitting outside with, like, baby oil on, like,
Oh my
"Tan."
god, no, literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Yes.
It's so true. Then back to our Bible, who,
Yeah,
by the
back
way,
to mother.
she's texting me right now, and I feel like she knows we're talking about her, and she's like,
Yes,
"This
she
is
does.
late." She's East Coast like me. Okay, where is it?
Yeah,
Okay, there's something I wanted to read, and it just hit me when you said this whole thing. But see, like, on my Kindle, it's highlighted, but in the book, it's not. Ugh,
God,
I might
that's
have
the
to switch
worst.
over to my Kindle. But it's a very special quote in here to me. So special that I highlighted it 2, 3, however long ago I read this book. And I literally, it stuck with me. And this was a while ago. This was when my life was in a totally different place.
Mhm,
But I did get it
mhm.
tattooed on me recently. I
I
got one of the
love
lines tattooed on me, but it's funny because, like, the context was so different when I was reading it the first time.
I love that it, like, literally grew with you. Like, it meant one
Literally
thing.
grew with me. It almost was
Yeah,
like a pre here it is. Oh my gosh, I
premonition, for
finally
sure.
flipped to it. If you have your Bibles and you're watching this, you can flip to page
Yeah, mine
442,
is
and it's
across the couch.
chapter
Mine is
53.
literally
I'll
right
just
over
read
there.
it to you. Chapter
Yeah, please do.
53, page 442. We choose to breathe. The ember is out. It's now just ash. Don't cry. I only got the "we choose to breathe" line from that tattooed on me,
I
but
love it. I
the
love
3
it.
lines is what I had highlighted, and those 3 lines are so powerful. We choose to breathe. The ember is out. It is now just ash.
Can't. Her writing is so
I know.
good.
I know.
Did you see that she is offering 2, like, a signed copy of When We Were and Six Morning Kisses?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What do you
Def
think if we gave that away to someone that was watching the pod?
I want to give it away to somebody who's watching the pod who lets us know in the comments, like, if you have read it, haven't read it, it's on your TBR, you're just now hearing about it for the first time, like, let us know because that is such a good book. And to get a
It's
signed
such a
copy of
good
that is amazing.
Yeah.
Her writing is
Yes.
beautiful. I told her she has a cult and a cult following, and I'm in the cult. And I said, I'm a cult recruiter. Like, I try to recruit people to come to this cult.
Yes.
And I have it tattooed on me. So, like,
You've
she
literally been
yeah,
branded.
so, like, I'm in it. Like, if
You're
she
like
gets arrested for the
Nexium.
cult, I too am going down with this ship kind of things.
Do
And she
you
stuck with me.
remember the Nexium quote, like, where they were, like, branding the girls?
Yes,
That's us. It's you.
I got it. I got branded.
You
Yeah,
got it. You got branded. It's fine. It's fine. It's
it's
fine.
it's worth it. It is so worth it.
It's
Oh, this
so worth
book.
it. Are you a rereader? Will you reread books?
Oh, yeah. I have the reread this book, like, at least 4 times, and this is a thick book, if you're wondering. Let me,
No,
like,
she's
look at
thick. She's thick.
she's thick. That was page what did I say? 442? Like, this page it has
Yeah, she's
456 pages is where I see the end, is on page
she
456.
it seems like such a bigger book because, like, Onyx Storm and stuff, weren't they like 800 or something?
Yeah, those were big books. Yeah.
I haven't read it. I don't think I
Onyx Storm?
will. Yeah,
But you did the whole fourth wing.
I did.
Let me just say, I'm out. I did it. I read those. I'm done. Done. I'm done.
I don't think I'm gonna do it. I have it. I own the physical copy, the digital copy, and the audiobook. So she got my money. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in everything about it. I just heard like the people that I mean, I've heard both sides, right? But the people that said for how big that book is and how messy it is and how things should be addressed and answered at this point in the book in the series and they're not. I'm like, I was so confused from Iron Flame.
Yeah.
Like I hated it.
Yeah.
I almost DNF'd that book so many times. And it's so sad because I loved Fourth Wing so much, but I don't know.
I feel like with Iron Flame, too much was trying to happen too quickly. And like the first book, Fourth Wing, the timeline, and tell me if it's been a while since I've read them. So like
Yeah,
I could be getting this mixed up in my brain. But I feel like when I read Fourth Wing, it was a lot of world building. We were like learning this world that this is in
yeah,
fantasy wise. But I felt like the book took place over a short period of time where like Iron Flame was like bam bam, next thing you know, this many months have passed. And it's like it was just like, whoa, trying to move too quickly to get to whatever point we were trying to get to. And that threw me off with like the timeline because what do you mean? Like this is happening. They were just doing this. Oh, this much time has passed. Like it was just, it felt a bit rushed to me.
100%. It was rushed. It felt sloppy. There was too many new locations that weren't explained and like weren't easy to follow. Where are we? Who's this? Who's that? And I heard Onyx Storm is very similar with just throwing new character names out there and you're like, hold on, wait, what? Who's this? I just don't want to be confused.
No,
I want to
I
go
was
somewhere and
confused.
enjoy it.
I think if I ever read the next one, which I don't anticipate I would, I think I would listen to it on audiobook
Oh,
while walking versus like reading it. It just wasn't,
yeah. What's
I
your
don't know.
favorite audiobook?
Oh, easy. Oh my gosh. Them Bones by A. Atkins. Britt, you would like that one too. Now, I will say that was I read it, I listened to it. I ear read it. I own it in paperback because it's so good, but it is third person point of view, but her writing is unlike it is unmatched. Like her writing is so good. And that narrator who they were both on my podcast, so definitely check out that episode. The best. I will now listen
Amazing.
to any book she narrates. Like she's so good. So
Okay,
good.
hold on. I'm
Jesse
going.
Ellen. Yeah, so good.
That reminds me of The Lovely Bones. Did you ever read that
I
one?
did, and this is not anything like that, just FYI, but the book, the name, yeah, the title, the Lovely Bones stuck with me. That book messed me up. Them Bones is a murder mystery. So it's very interesting. It takes place in the 90s, early 2000s.
Oh,
So it's like you get
done.
all
I'm
that
in.
millennial nostalgia. They're grungy. They're
Mhm.
kind of like dealt a bad hand. Like these characters are like not your perfect characters. It is so good. And it's thick too. And it's so
I love
good.
that. I just added it to my Goodreads. I'll check that one out. I have started The Lovely Bones. I didn't realize how fucked up it is within like the first like
God, I could never read it now that I have kids. Like I read it like in college. Was it
I
that
was
long ago?
I don't know it. Like I saw I think I saw someone use like a scene of it for like a reel and I was like I never saw this movie, like I never read this book and
Right.
I typically like before I like became hyper fixated with books, like I watched movies and I don't stray away from like I don't shy away from like any type of movie. Like I love movies, but that's just not one I ever saw. And I was like, interesting. Like, what is this? And it so I was like, I immediately downloaded the book and I ended up getting a physical copy from my bookstore. But I started it and I was like, your homegirl didn't check trigger.
Oh, there's a lot there. Yeah. That
Woo!
book is. That book is
Yeah, no,
unlike,
if your trigger warning is, child abuse,
yeah,
it's not for you.
right. No,
That's not
absolutely
one.
not. No. That book is one that'll stay with you forever. Yeah. They did a great job with the movie. I thought that they did a good job. It's been a long time since I read that book or watched that movie, so I'd have to revisit it, which I'm not in a place that I'm going to revisit it, but it is a
No,
book that if you can read
mm-mm.
it, read it.
Yeah, that one's not gonna make you happy.
No,
Right.
no,
No, it's not gonna make
that's
you happy in life.
that's a tough one, yeah. I stick to the romance books for a reason.
For a reason. For a reason. And have you read very many books that don't end in a happily ever after?
No, I haven't read that many. I've read, like, the same ones that you and I have read that don't end in a happily ever after.
They
No, I
end.
haven't read too many that don't. It's rare that I read a non-happily ever after book.
I know. And I didn't realize it's like I've seen so many authors promote their book that it does end in a happily ever after, things like that. And I think I was kind of naive, just assuming that all books would end in a happily ever after. Like you're writing
Yeah,
about relationships and love, like this, like we're reading about like people finding each other and
yeah,
Y and Z. And it's like, oh no, not all will end that way. It's interesting.
yep, exactly. It is interesting.
It's
So is life.
interesting, right? So is life. Okay, so what can we expect from you in season 3 of the pod? What it's going to be
Yeah,
different?
yeah, so lots more of these chats I'm excited about, like, more chatting with fellow book lovers, still doing the same author interviews with the same layout with Paper Fortune Teller and MASH and all the fun, like nostalgic games with bookish twists. I do have a subscription now, which has been a lot of fun that folk, yeah.
What's that all about?
Yeah. So that is interesting. It actually is a concept that is hard to explain because when I try to explain it to you, you were like, what the hell are you even talking
No, I
about? But
was
it's been
I'm I
fun
was
and
tapping out.
it's been successful. I have big dreams for it, but right now every week 5 chapters release. It's on a subscription so you listen to it and there's no video to it. And then after those 5 chapters, which is like one episode, subscribers can go vote on what happens next. So like you're taking what is that app that a lot of the authors who come on my podcast write on it. I'll have to think about it and it'll come to me, but it's like, dang it. I used to know the name of it. I've never used it. But like authors can like write and then you can vote and you can kind of choose like what happens to the characters and this is like short stories.
Love that.
So in the subscription, the listeners can vote on what happens next in the book and it's short stories. They're like 5 episodes long. So 25 short chapters. And then my goal and hope for it, and it's already started, which I'm excited about, is authors will be guest writing some of these chapters. And so I'm hoping to connect readers or listeners with authors that they might like. So, like, if you like these chapters of this, subscription, then you need to go check out so and so's books
I
because
love
they wrote it.
that.
Yeah. So it's been fun. The first story is about to end, but they live like forever in the subscription. So like people can always go back and like listen to them if they're coming in at like book 2 or 3. Like you can go back and listen to the other books if you want to. But there's just be like fun, like sleepover nighttime stories, like where you can like listen to them in like a small chunk. They're not long uh, while you're driving to work or going to sleep or doing whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
Like each episode's like 20 to 30 minutes is not long. So if think about it, like if you can get like 5 chapters in like 20 to 30 minutes, they're pretty short. And yeah, it's fun. Each book is going to have like different tropes and vibes and stuff to it. And then we'll just kind of go from there. So
I
it's been
love
exciting.
that. That is so fun. And that's
Yeah.
just available on
Yeah,
your
so, like,
Instagram, like you can just go.
Spotify, you can subscribe through Spotify, or you can which, like, also gets you the subscription to, like, Apple Podcasts, or you can subscribe through YouTube. So, there's 2 whatever your preference is, whether you want, like, the podcast format or the YouTube format, you can subscribe either place, but, like, those are 2 separate subscriptions, so, like, you don't need both, just pick whichever one. Yeah,
Look at you go.
that's been
New
fun.
year.
Yeah, it's
New
been
you, growth. It's
maybe
happening.
maybe the next book will be Jagged Little Jordan, you'll never know.
little Jordan. I don't even feel like Jordan should be in it. I feel like it should just be like
It
jagged.
would not be Jordan. I can
No,
promise you that.
but it should just be like jagged.
Jagged little pill. Nope, can't use
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or
So,
that one song, what is it? I hope you cheat, or I hope she cheats, you know?
mm,
I hope by Gabby Barrett. Do you know that one?
no, I don't know that
Oh my
one.
God, you need to know that one.
I should listen to
I'll
it.
text it to you. It's
Cool.
country. I'm a big country nut.
Yeah, I like country too.
Country is like I mean, I listen to all music, but country is often. I want to talk with you about book conventions. Are you going to any this year?
So funny you ask that. I just today got a ticket to the Saturday, the Polycon. So,
Cool.
which is right here in DC, so it's not far at all from me. So I can like
Yeah.
just drive in for the day, leave, which is exciting. But an author I know knew someone who needed to sell their ticket, and so I was able to snatch that up. But it's just for the Saturday one, which is good because I went to Reader's Take Denver and that was exhausting, and it took me like 2 weeks to recover from Reader's Take Denver. So I don't know if
Did
I'm
you
cut
love
out
it?
for big conventions.
That one had a lot of controversy about it. Did you
It
love that
did.
one?
I survived it. Yeah. I will also say I was very lucky with Readers Take Denver. I actually haven't shared this because like I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of hate for it, but at the time I was like super small, right? Like I She's All Books was like 2, 3 months old and I didn't have many followers, but I applied on their website to be like an influencer or whatever. Like I think it was called influencer. Yeah. So I got like the influencer badge. Now, I don't think that they were even checking people's following count because I didn't have many at all. But I got to get in early every session. So like I got to walk straight up to TL Swan and walk straight up to Sylvia Day and like all of the where other people didn't even get to get in the room for those because it was such a clusterfuck. So my experience was not the norm experience. I guess I cheated the system, but nobody was checking. So I
They didn't have, or they wanted, like, don't sell yourself short. They may have wanted influencers or bookstagram accounts of all shapes and sizes,
true. Yeah.
right? Like, let's not,
Yeah.
I don't want people to think that they have to be a
No,
certain size
you don't.
to
Clearly.
have out, like, to have,
You know what's interesting? I'm glad you're saying that because I have a thing right now that's in my mind that I need to get out. And it's about follower count because I think sometimes we can focus on that, or sometimes maybe people don't care, and that's great too. But for those of us who focus on followers, I want to start challenging us to stop focusing on the number of followers, but focus on how many of your followers are not book accounts. So, like, my new goal is to like reach more normal private accounts, like not bots, but like actual like millennial moms who are just like out there on their private accounts that stumble upon me on their FYP and start to follow me. Like, those are the who I want to start. It's great that like I love my fellow bookstagrammers. I love connecting with everyone. That's fun, but we're just kind of cycling these same books and we already are the audience. Like, I want to get these books pushed out to like folks who are not in the
yes,
bookstagram world or even know what the
new
bookstagram world
eyes,
is. Like, I want to push it
100%.
out to just like your fellow carpool mom. Like, I want it to be like those accounts. And so like I'm trying to I don't know how I'm gonna measure that, but like that's my goal. This
You can see, I don't know if you can set parameters for like demographic information, but I wonder if you can see, if you can check to see how successful like a hashtag is.
Yeah, I think you can.
But I think I always say it's not the quantity, it's the quality. Like I see
Mhm.
so many people that have, I always say it like the point something, like the 10.5 or the 18 point something, but their comments, their engagement isn't
Mhm.
matching,
Yes. That's always
which
confusing to me.
to me says your viewers or followers are not following you for your content.
Yeah. No.
or your relationship. That's not why
No.
you have followers. You likely have followers because they're bots. They're not
Yeah.
real, which scares me. I go through and remove people constantly because I'm like, I don't want
Yeah.
to get hacked. Absolutely not. Genuine connections are so much more important
Oh, yeah.
than anything else.
I agree 100%. I get so excited when people, like, comment on my stories, like, they message me for my stories, they comment on my
Yes,
posts, like, they'll DM me saying, like, "Oh my gosh, I'm reading this book because I saw your review and it's so good." Like, that makes my day. Like, when people
yes,
find me on their FYP and they, like, actually like my content and decide to follow me, I'm like, "Wow." Like, that is, like, the biggest
right,
compliment, and there's not
right.
a number of followers who can hit that magic number. What I'm learning now that, like, even brands have started reaching out is they're not always looking at these big influencers. They're looking at engagement. They're looking at, like, how many profile visits and all of those things, and my followers are only, like, the 5,000s, but I have in the like, on my dashboard when I open my account, I'm always in the 70K range for, like, profile views.
Amazing.
Which I think means, like, it's reaching,
Your
right? So, like,
reach,
my next step I get the reach, my next step is to get the engagement. So, like, Meta likes to mess with us and, like, change those algorithms around all the
oh my
time and
God,
figure out, like,
really.
how
I
in the
feel like it's crazy.
world it works. Hashtag limits and this and that, like, there's no way to keep up with that, so it's just
I
a
know, right?
game.
Girl, she's fading.
I'm waiting.
Yeah,
I'm
I
past midnight. Oh my god.
know. We can
That's
end. We
huge
can
for
end.
me.
Yeah, we can do a
I was
part two.
always
We're
first
gonna
to
do
sleep at a sleepover, so it's funny that I call these literary sleepovers because I was
I
always
know,
the first one to
because you're
pass
like
out.
literally, it's fine. I drank my coffee from earlier today. That's what I was drinking. That's my coffee
Love
from
it.
this morning.
I drank my Coke Zero with a true lime. It's my favorite drink.
Oh, look at you. I
I
literally
know.
didn't finish my coffee from this morning.
Oh,
What's new?
that's the story of our
Okay,
lives. We're busy moms.
story of our lives. Well, we can finish this up later.
Yeah.
Do you think that you and I are going to be regular?
Yes. I want it to
Okay.
be. We can always invite some of our besties and we can chat and just, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think if, yeah, I think if we also bring up other topics rather than just
Yes.
books,
I know. That's what I vision, like,
motherhood,
off the shelf. Like, this is gonna be, like, books, but also, like, real life and, like, life as millennial women
motherhood,
holding it down, riding
I
through
would
life's
love to talk.
craziness.
Yeah, I would love to be a voice for parents that were born that are millennial,
Mhm.
um, that are now raising kids in today's day and age because this is a completely different ball field. We're in a different game.
Yeah, this is a totally different game.
And the pressure to have a niece childhood in today's day and age,
I want it
it's
so bad
not
for my kids. I
feasible.
know. I know.
It's not feasible. Yeah, no, I think we should talk like that will help expand
Yeah,
your brand too.
I'm excited. It's gonna be fun. There's so much to chat about. I mean, like, even, like, lately on my Bookstagram, like, it's been more not book content than book content because that's just, like, the period of my life I'm in right now, but it ebbs and flows. Like, there'll be times where it's just, like, straight book content, and there's times there's, like, straight I'm at Pilates content, I'm on a walk content, like, it just depends. So,
But that's
there's
real.
something for everyone. Yeah, it's not
And
just
you're
book.
gonna find more people the more you
Yeah.
put yourself out there and
Yep.
show where you are, who you are, what you're doing, like you're going to relate to so many more people,
Yes.
which is beautiful.
Love it. Well,
Yeah,
I
you're
love
done.
you, and
I'm
I'm so glad you were on this with me
oh no.
today, and we were able to finally, like, we've been talking
My
about it for a
God.
while. We did it. I
This was
can't
like
wait till we
6
chat
months in the
again.
making.
I know. It was a
It's
while in the
ridiculous.
making for sure.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get like a special microphone too, so that I can be really cool.
Well, funny story is I used to have it hanging off my bookshelf over there. One time I was in the middle of an interview and it just like fell down and knocked everything over. And I was like, screw you, microphones. Like, I haven't been using it lately, but at my desk, it's perfect because it can mount and stay still and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Hopefully it helps with the audio. We'll see.
Yeah, I think it will. It sounds good. It sounds good
All
on my
right.
end.
Well, bye,
Hey,
besties.
Steve, love you so much.
All
We
right. Love you. Have
will.
a good night. Thanks for
Okay.
chatting. Bye.
Yeah.
All right, book besties, that's a wrap on this totally rad episode of She's All Books. If you're digging this vibe, don't be a square. Smash that subscribe button faster than you can say as if. Want to keep the convo going? Hit me up on social media at She's All Books. Drop a comment, share your fave book, or tell me what you want to hear next. I'm all ears. And hey, if you thought this episode was all that, spread the word. Tell your besties, your mom, even that cute barista at the local coffee shop. The more, the merrier. Stay tuned for the next episode, dropping Mondays at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be a blast. Until then, keep it real and keep on reading. See ya!